Now, Forex. What we want to do today is to look into what we did in the past 1 week. We want to look at the pairs that we took. Good. So we want to look into those pairs that we are currently trading. We'll be looking at Euro USD. We'll be looking at Euro USD. We'll be looking at GBP JPY. That's pounds yen. We'll be looking at USD JPY, which is dollar yen. We'll be looking also at USD card. I mean, it's USD dollar against Canadian dollar. And we'll be looking at one of our minor currency, which is AUD card. AUD card. Now, I want every newbies on this planet, on this platform, to make sure that your demo on MT5, I think it's MT5 now, you can probably not download from your Google Play Store MT4 anymore. I think it's MT5 now. So I expect all of you that are newbies to start demo trading right from I can see Idris. Sure, you come and give me that Mortina. Don't drink it alone, no. So you start demo trading, and for everybody that is in active trading, it's the same signal I'll be sending. You demo trade for like 2 weeks to make sure that okay, you are in tune with us before you start doing your active or live trading. It's important that you set your WhatsApp up, that group up. You can use a special ringing tone. Once any message comes into it, you will know, it will alert you. The market, the way it is, we might have important information that we might want you to modify your entry or modify your TP, take profit point, or your stop loss. And it's important you do it timely. When we send trade idea also, it's also good to enter with us, because it's very good to enter early in the trade and not in the middle or when we have done like 100 pips. The reason why that is good is this: we don't have control over the market. We don't have control over the market. We can do our analysis and it could be correct. The market will decide to do whatever it wants to do. The market can move in your favor for a week or two, and probably will project that its destination is still far above. And the third week, the market might just refuse to go further and instead decide to go down against us. So we have to decide, what do we do? Do we want to take the little that we have and wait for another structure to form before we continue trading? It is very important. So if you are picking us when we are done like 200 pips, 300 pips, and because the TP, as you can see, is telling you that, oh, you're going to go 1,000 pips, and you think that, oh, we still have a lot of distance to cover, it might not eventually work like that. It might not eventually work like that. So always enter with us. I'm going to share my screen with you, and this is my screen. If you can see this screen, please type yes. If you can see my screen, type yes. I'm waiting. If you can see my screen, type yes, please. Type yes if you can see my screen. Good. You cannot see my screen. Okay. If you can see my screen, please type can't see. If you can't see, type can't see. Use can see if you can see, and use can't see if you cannot see. Please type can't see. Okay, 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 okay. I think okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, I will share my screen. I think I just didn't pick the option of sharing the screen. Just hold on. Don't mind me. So you should be able to see my screen now. Just hold on. Now, can you see my screen now? Type yes if you can see my screen. Good. Good. So type can see. Good. Thank you for that response. Good. 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 So I'm starting. Good. I'm starting with pounds yen. I'm starting with pounds yen. Yes. I'm starting with pounds yen. I will be taking down my drawings for now. Let me take down my drawings. Good. So I'll be taking down my drawings for now so that we can do a proper analysis. I will be switching to weekly. Good. I'll be switching to weekly candle. Let's switch to weekly candle. It is weekly candle. Let me try and put my drawing. I want to show something. Show you something. Good. This is our weekly candle. Now, good. So, good. So, now JBP started buying from here, and there was a sharp fall. I don't know what Adenike is saying about image. Do you mean you cannot see me, or you see my screen, or you are pressing something without knowing? Now this extends from May 2002 till date. So it bought to this point, and like I taught you, I already did some support and resistance that you can see like this. Support and resistance that you can see. I already did all these ones a while ago. Then a sharp fall here. Then it rose here, it bought. Then it went back down. Then another sharp buying. Then the sellers took over. And since 2016, there has not been any very big or movement. As you can see here, there's not been any big movement, but this is like it bought from here to this point, to this height, and the height we had here was about 155.971. Then it went down back to this level at about 125, 182, or less than that, 123. Yeah, it went down to 123. Yes, not visible enough, I know. Until I'm going to uh, zoom out for you to see. Now, can you see better now? So this is 2016. Market sold to this level. Anytime you are looking at the price, you're looking at the cursor on the price angle here, you're going to see the black tablet moving with my cursor to show you the price. So the price here was about 123, and at this very point it's about 155.747. So it again sold to this level, which was September last year. So we joined this market last year, the old house. Some of us, we joined this market last year, and I had to draw this trend line to begin to analyze if the market is going to, once it crosses it, so we know that probably the hand has come to buying. So it crosses it, and all this sharp falling was due to COVID and what we have now. So I'm going to zoom out so that we can see better. I will zoom out so that we can see better. I will zoom out so that we can see better. Around September, the pounds was dominating, and we had all these weekly candle, and after this, in February, you had a sharp drop. This was massive. A drop from here down to this point was close to like 2,000 pips. It was close to 2,000 pips. Let's see. It was about 2,084 pips. Very sharp within a month. It just went down flat. I'm going to take my drawing for better analysis now. I'm going to take my drawing out for better analysis. Now, so let's concentrate here. This was around September. The market was bullish, and within, you have to know that there are occasions that the bears, they came in for a week to dominate, and this was more like a signal for that week that the sellers were coming in. The sellers had their run from this point to this point in that week, and this was a clear indication that buyers were coming into the market. You had a doji. When you see a slender candle with a small body, it's a show of the fact that the opposition are putting strength into the market, and the strength, you can't really make a clear distinction between their strength. So for the first week and the second week, so you can see that the third week, the buyers, they came in, and from there they began to ride. First, second, and third week. The fourth week, when you see this sign, it might mean again that the sellers are trying to come back to the market. So you wait again for the following week. They took over again, and it went on and on. We don't depend on weekly candles to analyze, but it helps us to see what has been happening. If we are doing a swing trading like we do, a combination of swing and position trading, so not position trading in its entirety, so we don't use depend on weekly candle for analysis, but there's one or two things we are going to learn from it. So, and here the show here is more of a consolidation on a higher time frame, and that consolidation could have been something that is more than how many pips, like 600 pips or 700 pips. Let's see, that's consolidation. How many pips do we have within that consolidation zone? We have about 200, 300 pips. Yeah, about 300 pips within that consolidation zone. For how many weeks? For 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And before this happened again, and the sellers came in, so they had another consolidation here, another consolidation here, another consolidation here. I want you to see deception here. This consolidation also was how many pips? From here down to this point, how many pips? The consolidation was about 373 pips. 300, less than 400 pips. That consolidation, we added for how long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. That's 2 months. It went on for 2 months, and just as we thought that the bulls were trying to take over the market, you see, this is like a doji here. So the bulls were trying to take over the market. They just changed it, and they got everybody caught up, thinking that the bulls are there. So they didn't even form any doji. It was hacks upon our neck. Okay? It was hacks upon our neck, and they went all the way down until this happens. So this also signals the fact that the buyers were trying to come back, forcing the price up to actually reduce the candle. Now, if you can see here, there has not been any strength per se demonstrated by the bulls. This is where we are now. The first week and the second week, this is where we are presently. So there has not been any strength per se demonstrated by the bulls. So in our analysis, of course, we joined this market from here. We joined this market from here. We first stopped out around this area to have about 500 pips that I showed you. You saw our record. Let me see. Our record was, we joined from here, not from here. We joined from somewhere here. If I put in my, because we didn't join from the base. We joined from somewhere, maybe a little lower than that point. I think it was a little lower than that point, because our 500 pips will be around here. So we joined a little lower than at that point, maybe somewhere. Okay, let me see the price. We joined at around 127, around here. Yeah, we joined here. So 127. Yeah, we joined around here. So around here. So we joined around here, and we went up all the way. So that was where we joined. We started buying here. And that is the power of analysis on your daily and 4-hour candle. Why you still had the weekly candle showing that is selling, we had already joined. That is the power of your daily and the 4-hour candle. So we are joined much lower to ride up to this point. If you wait to join here, this is actually way up. You would have lost how many pips? You would have lost way up. You would have lost about 840 pips. 840 pips. So, but we probably lost about 400 pips or thereabouts, yes, or 300. No, 300 pips. We sacrificed 300 pips to be sure of the market. Now, presently, this is where the market is. If you want to draw a trend line, like I told us, our analysis, there is no big movement for now here. So we need the weekly candle to do our analysis. So it's like the thing just came back. It just came back. Good. It just came back. My drawing just came back. Good. So don't worry. My drawing just came back. So I will need to modify. It was around here that we had our TP, that we went out, then we came back into the market to join this trade. So, and last week, or yes, 2 weeks ago, the market could not go beyond this level. It couldn't move beyond this level. But now you can see that there is a wick, that has pierced this up. We'll see better on daily candle. Let me switch to daily candle for you to see. So it has pierced it a little on daily candle. So this is where we are presently. So we've been able to, for how long? We rode, yes, we rode from here down to this point, and we went out somewhere around this area. So it touched it, it went back down, and it couldn't reach. So it bounced back. This formed a very strong, this particular support, resistance, from a strong resistance, this particular one, resistance here. If I can make it tick, let me tick in it. Yeah. So it formed a very strong resistance, that line. So an attempt to break it 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Eventually, it succeeded last week. So succeeding, it's we want to see how far they can go. If they're going to begin to ride up, we want to follow it up to when they show us that okay, they don't want to go up again. Where is our destination? Where do we think that this thing is going to head? We don't know. But I might think that they might go as far up as, let me switch back to my daily candle, my weekly candle. That is the way I trade. So I might think that they might go as far up as touching this particular price, or coming up very close here. So there's still possibility of we catching up about let me take it from here. Possibility of around 700, 800 pips, around 700, 800 pips. It's still possible. It's still possible, but we have to follow and see what the price is doing. Why do I have to come up here and think that the price is going to come up here? Why? Let me zoom in for you to see. So this is the reason. More or less, there has not been any sharp movement so far. So the price actually reached its lowest. Reached its lowest here. And is the same lowest that the price had reached here now. So the last time the price came to this level was 2016 October. So we are there presently, and the price is trying to make it up, back up. So is the price going to go up or go up to this level? Is unlikely that price will come to this level soon. It's unlikely, but the price looks set to try this particular strong resistance before it bounces back. Resistance at 144.09, 098, 144.098. Though I use 144.076, which is a little lower than this. Somebody, microphone is on, please. Tune down your microphone, please. Check your microphones, tune it down, please. So that's how to, trade these. The lowest level in 2016 was this, and it has done the same thing here. So we expect it is just rising up to at least, if it cannot penetrate this, to do this high it should be around this level before it begins to. I don't expect it to cross this trend line that I drew. I don't expect it to cross this trend line, but if it does, we'll just continue to follow it. We'll continue to follow it. It's early in the day to tell. So let me zoom in again. There is one thing I don't want to do quickly. For the sake of analysis and for us to know where we were last week, I wouldn't want to alter these. Otherwise, I would have drew another consolidation zone. The price just broke out of here, so I wouldn't want something to confuse us. So I don't want to change this for now. I want to leave it for now. We know that the price is actually moving upwards and not downwards. So let me go back to to daily candle. So there was a consolidation that we took last week, Monday or Tuesday. So I think last Monday we had it like 110 pips here. So from here we were able to get to somewhere around here. Then the price went back down. We couldn't catch it. I was expecting it to actually retest around this area. We couldn't catch it, and we had to wait for a retest of this particular resistance. And this is where we are. So we might be able to get to this point in this coming week. We might be able to get to this point. I doubt if we will get to this point, but we might just be able to get to this particular point. Let's see how many candles. If they formed a big candle, we might actually get here. How many candles? We have 5 days. So if you look at this level that we had this candle, let's see, at this candle, at this level that we had these candles, how many candles got to that point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's possible that we get to this point this week. Did you see that? Did you see that? See, this is where we are now. So, and if I draw my hand across, I can still, at that point, I can still touch this candle. So, how many candles do we have to get to this red line from here? So, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 days, because this is the daily candle. So we might actually get to this point. We will see how that works out in this week. We might actually get to this point, and that means about how many pips away if the price price can shock us and actually go beyond it. So that's about 300 pips or thereabouts. So we might have about 300 pips this week, and price might actually shoot if they gather momentum. So we'll wait and see. So let me go to a smaller time frame for us to see more closely. Okay, now this is where we are currently. So the upper week, the price made it up here. I had to draw this line to demarcate. I might have to do that again. Do I have to do that again? So let me do that again, so we know where we are on weekly basis. Let me do that again for this new week. So this is where we are now. So price is going to open here. You can see that. So I use this. So from that place to this point is a week. Now we got here this week. What did the price do? It sold. It went down. Now we are here this week. The price here looks as if it was selling on 4 hours. So it might actually be buying once the market opens. I don't know if you got that. The market at this point looks bullish, but it's sold. The market at this point looks as if it's selling, it might buy. So what's the clue? Let's go to a smaller time frame to see. Let me use 1 hour before 30 minutes. So far, what we have here, what is this? So far, what we have here is a sell on 1 hour, and from here to here is more of consolidation. We broke through this point, and this is where the price closed. The price closed very close to the body of the candle here. It opened here, it went all the way up, came back and closed, and was forced down here and closed at this point. So let's see if you can gather another information on 30 minutes. 30 minutes candle is selling. So the price might actually sell a bit before buying. So the odds favor price selling a bit before buying. But if it sells, maybe it will come back here just to touch this, our entry point, before making it move upwards. Did we get that? If we got that, type yes. If we got that, type yes. So we already have like how many hours into the new week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 2 hours. If you got that, type yes. If you are still with me, type yes. It's like I've lost you. Nobody is typing, no. Before I continue, please type. If you are still with me, type yes. Am I on my own? If you are still with me, type yes, please. Am I on my own? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You are not on your own. We can hear you, can see you.
Okay.
Everybody has yes, yes.
Okay, I didn't see their yes. Okay.
Everybody has yes.
All right.
Right on, my chief.
Okay. All right. So let me go back to my screen. So for pounds yen, this is where we are. The price actually made it up as far as this point on 4-hour candle. You can see my 4-hour candle. I switch back to 4 hours candle, and like I told us, we are expecting about 250 to 300 pips this coming week. If that is going to happen, we will see. Let me put a cursor. So let me put a cursor. We will see if we're able to make that. Next time we do our analysis, we will know if we're able to get to that point. This is the point that we think we'll get to. This point. So this is where we expect to be in the coming week, which is far above where we are going. We are going to 144, and this is around 138. We should get to 138 by this coming week, and I expect that at this particular resistance, there's still going to be some funny events. This resistance of 139, 139 200, yeah, 139 200. I expect funny moves around here, maybe on the downside, or like a strong a pullback around this level before we eventually break through. So our journey might still continue. So we will see if we get around here and something funny happens around here. We might take profit. We might take profit and see how we continue again. So, but we continue to trade. So, do you have any question on pounds yen before I move to another currency pairs? Do we have any question? So we can leave the question to the end if we don't have any question for now. My sound sharing stopped. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is an error. Let me call my engineer. Can you hear me? Okay, I think you can hear me now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to euro dollar now. I'm going to euro dollar. Now for euro dollar, let's go to weekly candle. I think we waited for these and we had to draw these to know when to come in. The price dragged and dragged and dragged, was not making any decision to continue until it broke this particular resistance. But after breaking it, then we allow a retest before we join. So we joined and the price went as up to this level and it was now bouncing backwards. So there was a pullback back to this base, and I think we cashed out at about 194 pips. We cashed out about 194 pips and we now rejoin at this level. And this is where we are now. On 4 hour, you can see that it's appearing as if it's going to sell. It might just sell shortly before buying again. Now let's go to weekly candle for the analysis. Weekly candle for the analysis. Weekly candle short analysis, an overview of what this particular pair has been doing. So from here it was a bullish move and a short pullback until this peak, and we've had more or less around this area a consolidation on a higher time frame, and before selling, then another consolidation here before another bullish move up here. And presently there has not been any you know, it's not been sharp, it's been selling. It sold up to this point. Now this was more like a bullish move to this point. So if I were you, I would still think that there's a tendency for these pairs to sell. So we are not buying on a long time here. So if we buy, is more of a long pullback, which we are doing presently, a long pullback, which we are doing presently, but this is still selling. It's still selling. It's still selling. And let me zoom. It's still selling. So this is where we are now. So this was a big move. It was COVID, because the analysis should be that, oh, this thing will continue to sell, continue to sell, continue to sell. That was what we expect. It will continue to sell until this big move here that went past this. You see, the price didn't go through this place until COVID. Then it went up to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, and it got to this point. Actually, around this point, it was high enough, and it's big. It's quite big, but now the price is gone down and much lower than where it was before COVID. So this was the level it was, but it's gone much lower. In analyzing this particular trend, we have to look at what has been happening. Let me enlarge the candles. More or less, it's just big movement here, moderate movement here, small movement so far until this happened. Within 3 weeks, COVID shut it up, and they forced the price down. They forced the price down. Now, can anybody type what happened here? Can anybody type what happened here? What do you think happened here? What do you think happened here? Can anybody type it? Type if you know what happened here. It bought, and it went as high as 15034, and before this move it sold and got to this point, and now we have this. What do you think happened here at this point? Who can tell us? Nobody is talking. Nobody is saying anything. The move you saw here, okay, the strength failed the seller. Yes, the strength of the seller failed. The buyers were trying to come back into this market. Okay, somebody said a pullback. The buyers were trying to come back to this market. Yeah, it could be a pullback. Okay, the buyers and the sellers are, yes, they have equal strength. Good. So any it could be a pullback, but this is more than just a pullback. The strength became equal. The activity here was that the buying and selling was equal. The buying and selling was equal. And the next candle that formed, the buyers could have taken over. The buyers could have taken over. But what did we see? We saw that the seller actually took over. But this is very, very tricky. It's very tricky. So we are looking at what's going to happen here. If the price is going to go above here, but the price looks more set to go below this point. So whatever we do, we are doing carefully to buy and see where we get out. Whatever we are doing carefully to buy to see where we are going to get out. But we will continue to watch. But it's most likely that the buyers might force this thing to a small thing like this week here. We might see something like this week around this point here. So we'll continue to watch. Let's pay attention to these two particular candles and see what activities we can see. 1 and 2. That should give us 10 daily candles. 10 daily candles. So let's see. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 daily candles. Summation of these and these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gave us not even that. No, it's not even that. It's summation of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This movement 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This summation gave us the doji that was thin in the body. The movement between these candles here, from here, down to this place, gave us the thin doji with thin doji and long-legged doji that we saw. Now, this summation here and this one is what is responsible for the new bearish candle that we saw. Why? The sellers had more movement than the buyers. So that explains why you have your body with small wick. Let me go back to it. Yes. This particular one was those ones I counted. And the last one was this one. So but for now, you think that, oh, it's selling. But what you can see on a daily candle is that is buying. This is where we are. Is buying. So on a daily candle, they have come to overpower the sellers. The sellers took over here. We bought from here to this point, and they forced it back down. And the buyers are trying to come back into the market, and this is where the buyers are. So this market is very interesting. We should pay attention to whatever is happening around here. We want to see if the buyers can make it up back here. This is where we think we are going to exit. But I would think that the price will not make it up to this level. I will think that the price will not make it up to this level. The price might not make it up to this level. This level is very important for the price, and I think price will probably play below that particular level of 12357. Price will probably play below that level to resume the normal bearish trend. The price going above it was unusual, but to resume the normal bearish trend, price might not make it above this level. Maybe the price will try to come up here and do a little before actually going back, but we'll pay attention. You must not sleep. You must not sleep. You must pay attention to whatever is happening around here. Let me go back to my drawing. Let me go back to my drawing. Let me make it visible. My analysis. Good. What kind of network is this? That separated my drawing from... Okay, it's back there. So that's the height up here, and that's the lowest, the new lowest. So the price is in between here. So this is where the price is, and we want to see, can this price go as high as this point? Now, where it will be interesting for me is to see if the price can make it back up to this point. It will be very interesting for me if the price can make it back up to that point before continuing in the normal bearish trend. So, and that price level is 1.12552. 1.12552. It will be interesting to see what is going to happen. So we are paying attention. I expect the price to enter this zone. I expect the price to enter this zone before making a downward trend. The tendency here is for this price to sell ultimately. Unlike pounds yen, there is still more tendency for the price to buy. Here, the tendency is for this price to sell the more. So, but we are trading a pullback that can enter this zone. Now, if the price tries to break through this point, and we have a breakthrough of 30 minutes candle above this particular resistance, then the price is telling us that it wants to go all the way to this point. Otherwise, we'll see if the price makes it back to the lower zone and crosses here, then and see if it's going to go further. So we don't have any problem with the price. Price can do whatever it wants to do. Our own is to interpret their move, which is very, very important. We are not, it's going up, it's going down, it's none of my business. My business is to just read what they are trying to do. So that zone is important for me. So we came from here, we joined the market from around this point with all that we knew, and we got up here and it went back here, and they didn't allow the price. They now created another zone. They didn't allow the price to go below this. So this is crucial for us. Once it's able to break it, then we want to see if 30 minutes candle form above it. That means the next destination will be this. I think we get me. And if the price eventually did a TP around here, if we're able to take a TP around here, we'll wait if it's going to go further. Our TP is around here for now. So we are going to wait if it's going to go further. If it doesn't go further, then we'll wait for the price to come back to this level. If it's going to pierce it, fine. We'll wait for anything that happens. But for now, we are trading in that zone. Let me switch to 4 hour. Now, the price got to this point and it went all the way to make use of this as another support. The price came, remember, it came from below this level and they pushed it up. They fought hard before it broke through, and it got to this point. The sellers pushed it back. They got to this point. The buyers didn't allow them. The activity noticed here, it's a strong indication that the buyers are not done in the market. The activities you notice there, 1, 2, 3, and all this one forming here, tells you the buyers are not done. They are not able to, the sellers are not able to force the price below where they came from. So the buyers are not done. So they are still trying to move the price upwards. Another battle occurred here. Eventually they are going to go all the way to this point where we have our TP. I think in the coming week we might be able to take profit. We are just about how many pips away from our taking profit? We are about let's say about 168 pips away. So we might be able to achieve that in the coming week. How do I prepare myself when I'm doing a trade like this? Assuming this is where another consolidation is forming on a 4-hour. But honestly, I think we are going to see 2 or at most 3-4 hour candle formation against the bulls. I don't think it's going to be more than that before they move up. I don't think it's going to be more than that. So assuming this price begins to go up, if the price for no reason or the other come to this level, I should be wary. But I won't be scared. But once the price touches this line, I should tell myself, I think it's time to prepare to get out of this market, to take whatever we have. That's what I would think. Because once you go past the first consolidation zone on 4-hour time frame, and you are moving to touch the second consolidation zone on the 4-hour time frame, it tells you for that time, for that period, see, it's a pullback. They want to go back to their normal trend. I want to repeat again. This is a consolidation zone, which is number 1. This is another consolidation zone, which is number 2. Another consolidation zone is about forming here, which is number 3. We might go higher and form another one here before doing this TP. Now, if the price comes down from this consolidation zone to this consolidation zone, from one consolidation zone to another consolidation zone, I should be scratching my head. Once they are major consolidation zone, this is a major zone, this is a major zone. For now, we can't say that this is a major. If it goes on, and it becomes a major, once I price move in the opposite direction, touching the first major zone, and going past it to touch the second major zone, what I need to do is to look for a way out and get out of the market, because the price is going to fall down. If you got that, type yes. If you got that, type yes. Oh, you didn't get it? No. Okay. Let me use this as an example. Okay, let me use this as an example for you. Now, good. Toby, I not got it. Now, look at this. Okay, good. Look at this. In this section, from up here, where you can see my cursor. Okay, good. where you can see my cursor here, down to this point, the market, okay, good. So good. Some people actually know, some people yes, okay, good. Let me use this. Okay, let me use this. So from this portion, market bought and it changed on 4 hour. Okay, I will show you the consolidation. Don't worry, I will show you again. Okay, so the market, you expect the market to sell from here down to this point. Good. So you expect the market to sell from here down to this point. So from here is buying again. But let's concentrate between here and this point. So the market sold here. Once you see an opposition candle on 4 hour, this is 4 hour forming, and you have 1, 2, and 3 in opposition, that is a major pullback area or more of consolidation. Not much height. The price didn't go back to the base. The price didn't get back to this point. So there is more of price in the middle. A consolidation is more than 1, 2, 3. And the next candle that formed pushed it here. Now, this is another consolidation zone on 4 hour for 8 hours. The price could not even move again. This is 1. This is 2. This another area is of interest. This is the third area. Now, this is the fourth area. Do you understand? The fourth area, the price moved against it. And this another area you can think of. So, we are going to look at those areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, altogether 5, 6, and 7. We have 7 points to consider. The price was moving down. It got to this point. The price went up. And the height of it was this. It couldn't go to the original point, which is here. So the price stopped here. Now, the price also made another descent, which was more than this, to this level, to touch this particular support. Then from that support, they forced it back up. Now, see the height here. The height of this price here is not up to this height, which is the second. I should begin to get wary if the price at this level get back to this point. Of course, I won't want to come out of the market, but I should just open my eyes. Now, the price was forced down to this level again, and before you know it, they move it up to this level. Now the price got to this height. So the height here is 1, which the height here is lower than this height, which is around here, and this one is lower than this. So they are not equal. It's not at that level. It's only when the price, if this one pushed to this level of the height, the price here pushed to this level of the height, I should think that something wants to change. And it gets to the first level. This is the second level here of the blue. So I should think that something wants to happen. Look at this also here. The price made it down. Another consolidation here. The height of it was at this level on 4 hour. I need to see my 4 hour candle to decide something wants to change. So the height here is not up to this height. But if you check this and this, the height here and the height here, they are almost the same. So I don't have to worry, because it sold to this level, they pushed it back, they sold back to this level, and this one supposed to be another one here. So the other one now went beyond these two and got to the level of this second. Because they are still pretty close, within a day or 2 days apart, I wouldn't really worry. Once it's not at this level, then they got here, went all the way down, forced it up to this point. They went down again, forced it up to this point at the base of this level. Then they went it down again up to this level, and this was happening. This was where I said, let's come out of this trade. that the trade wants to change trend, and it did. So a doji formed here. This one, it was very strong, stronger than this to push, and they tried to force it back down. Bang, 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 and they did this again. So I formed a zone, was waiting for a breakthrough, and it came down, bounced back, and broke through, and we entered at this point. That was what we did. Now let's take our experience from here. Let's come here. So this is our experience here. So the price from here went, and we saw this, and we saw this. So this one, the lowest, because we are buying now, the lowest point was not up to this point and was not up to this point. So the price made it up to this point. They made it down. Can you see something? They made it out to this one, then it went up to this point. Now, by the time this one happened, you can see that at this point it was movement against the bull. So it crossed this point and it went far below this. It was not at the level. Anybody that is smart should know that this thing is changing. So, and it gave us time to come out, because it went up. They pushed it up to this level. It was not at this level again. They pushed it down. They forced it down to that level and even went below this point. It's time to go home, because they are trying to do what? They are trying to consolidate. So they forced it between here. So this point would have been a very good point for anybody to exit. If you think, oh, okay, trend had already changed on 4-hour consolidation, and they went all the way down. So I think we got out around this point. It was around this point I said, let's get out. So we got out, and let me tell you what happened to some people. I knew somebody, when we entered at this level, somebody who joined, I had to tell somebody, okay, if you want to, we expect you to go all the way up, but if you want to, but we have already started trading, but if you want to, maybe you can still come around this level. The person came in around this level, and the price went all the way to this point, came back here and did this. By the time I said, let's come out of this of this trade, so people will probably come out with profit because we started from here, but the person that entered here probably would lose few pips, and that was why in our loss we had that 50 pips on Euro USD. For this reason here, we had our loss for this reason here, and the price came back here, another consolidation. So when this was forming, I knew the price is going to make it up again, because this is more like a trending consolidation. A trending consolidation, move up to touch that piece, come down here, then is now trying to drag itself up to this point. So if we see this counter trade is moving up now, so we don't expect, once this level begins to touch, come to this level, get out. That's the meaning. So you don't have to wait. Once the first price down below this level and below this recent consolidation here, there is no point waiting until the price gets here. Just get out of the trade. Take the little that you have. Of course, it's going to, if you will allow it to push to this point, then we'll now wait for exit, because it's going to bounce back probably to around this point before you get out, so that you will still save almost like 80 pips. Let me show you. You don't rush out of the market because the price is moving against you. You wait for the level you're going to come out. So from that level to that level is, let's say, about 59 pips. So you could have actually saved like 59, because if something actually moved against you from here, let's say we are here and we add like 63 plus 59, that's over 122. So because the price got here, you don't have to panic and close. Price will still want to retest this area that it came, so we'll save about 59 and you get out. of the market. That's how to do it. So our 4-hour candle is very key to see how the pullback is going beyond the immediate. Once it comes to this, the level of it here, of course you don't panic, is coming to the middle of it. By the time it's at its level, hold it on, no ọjà again. Look for a way, let it bounce back and get out of the market. If you got that, type yes. If you got that, type yes, please. Okay. So with this, there is no way you want to trade and you'll be scared and have fear. Good. So there is no way you want to trade and you now have fear. And that is why I don't usually watch. Well, maybe 2-hour candle might help me to quickly see, but I will still take my time and look for those areas of support where you had those consolidations to decide. Good. So this, we expect it to come here. Good. I like that. So we expect the price to come there. Let's look at 30 minutes what the price is doing, because it's selling on 4-hour. It's a small doji, is not important. Can you see? Good. It's a small doji, is not important. The pullback we are seeing here is not much important. So I don't think it will go good. I don't think it will go. It can't come to this level. Do you understand? It can't come to this level. You know, the 30-hour candle, this is one level here. It won't come to this level before the price move up on 30 minutes self. On 30 minutes. So one thing you are going to go with this trade is that one thing at a time, one trade at a time. We are not too over ambitious and say, oh, this is where it's going, then it should get there before we know. So we are picking pointers along the line. So the price has made it up here. So we want to see if the price goes back here, would it pierce it? So piercing it is another thing entirely. When it pierces, we put our hand, we put it by our chin and we're watching. Okay, what candle is forming? 15 minutes candle is nothing, you know. But 15 minutes candle above, closing above, is something to watch for. Let me quickly switch back to JPY to show that to you. Anytime I ask you, please look for something happening. This was where I was asking you to check. Let me switch to 30 minutes so that you will see. What is this? It will concern me in 3 hours. Good. I want to use this to teach us. I want to use this to teach us. It's going to be so long, so long. Don't worry. It's going to be so long, but don't worry, just watch. Good. This was where we started on 30 minutes. So we got to this point and had to use this line to demarcate 1 week. So we got to this point and it bounced back. It couldn't penetrate. It was now doing. One funny thing is that the zone at which this thing was actually consolidating was on the higher side, unlike the Euro USD that was transversing between the lower zone and the upper zone. This at times could give a clue that, see, it's about 75 to 90% likely that this thing is going to break the structure up, unlike the other one. You can see it touched there, then it never got to this particular portion. It never got there, and the price, of course, didn't make it up. Okay, they got to this portion and they touched it, just the upper zone, and they went back up. Now They got here as if they're going to go up. We had our take profit here last week. This was why we had our take profit here last week, and it went down again. Now, this was the first attempt on the 20th, no, on the 7th of April. The first attempt, you can see that here, the candle was just a wick on 30 minutes. So you can't make a decision. Oh, offer buy. You will jump. See what happened next. The movement against it was very close to 80 pips. Let's see. Because if price was here and it went right down here, that was, in fact, that was 114 pips. So anybody could have just cried yepa when the price was here and it went about 114 pips to this level. Anybody will cry yepa because you're in a hurry, right? So even at this point, the 15-minute candles wouldn't have even formed or closed above it. So it went, they were making attempts, they were just piercing. It was the wick first, the body got there, and it was here that you can say, oh, this candle moved up here, a doji. So the first candle to actually close above it, let's see, the first 30 minutes candle to actually close above it was actually, let's say this, because it opened here and it closed right on top of it, of that zone. This one also did the same thing, and this one also did the same thing, and before this one were lifting up, and that was where I had to now give you a clue to enter, because I knew that this zone will be tested. So, and you can easily miss our entry here if you don't have any notification sound on your orb. You can miss our entry easily because the price went up and came back to pierce it to trigger us in at this level. So how many hours before that happened? And I think I saw this here. It was at this point I said, okay, let me give the entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So about 12. How many? That's 30 minutes. 30 minutes in 12 places. 6 hours. Yes. It's about 6 hours. So you can imagine that I saw it around 12 midnight. So around 6, 7 o'clock, would have triggered us in. And by the time you are realizing it, okay, I want to trigger. You now saw the note, what to trigger. By the time you want to come in, the price is already here. The price is already here. Before you enter, oh, let me just do a buy stop. Let me just do an instant execution. Then you now entered here. Tọ́lọ̀ máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe tó enter bíbí yìí. You don't understand me? Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ó enter bíbí yìí. So the price made it up here. Kò padà síbẹ̀ for some time now. This was on the 9. And ṣó padà síbẹ̀ again. See, price yẹn ò tí padà síbẹ̀ láti gbà yẹn. So if you don't know what is happening in the market, you now see red. You ask yourself, oh, red low and B. For those that enter wrongly, how do you want to now decide in between those 4-hour pullback to tell yourself where to come out? You are trading at a disadvantage, which I don't want us to. So, like we see this, we are going to wait until for our Euro USD, either ways they want to go, we just want to watch and know where to come in or get out. We don't want to, just want to watch and tell ourselves where to. I'm going to zoom out so much. I'm going to zoom out so much. Yeah, good. So it got here, it came back down. So we want to see, if it gets here, is it going to break? We wait for 30 minutes candle, 3 of it to form outside and close above it before we say, okay, there is an intention for price to move further up. And if it comes back and bounce back here, so we want to see, if it gets here, is it going to pierce? Let it pierce and form 3 candles, 30 minutes candle below it. They will now know, yes, it's time to go back down. So that we have. I want to now go to USD card. USD card. USD card. USD card. Let's go to USD card and see. Let's go to weekly. USD card. Let's zoom out to first have a rough idea of what this thing is doing. One thing we have established is that there is tendency for Euro USD to sell on the long run, but pounds yen looks more to buy. We have established that. Now here, assuming it's selling, and this happened, and selling and consolidation on a higher time frame here, and it bought to this level, it went back to sell to come here. So right now, card is around, more of a consolidation around here, more of a consolidation around EMA 200. So up and down, crossing it. So but it's lifting up. It's now using EMA 200 as a support. So it looks more like it wants to continue to buy and lift up. Do you understand that? This is a virtual support now. For here, it was a virtual resistance. You can see it touches and bounces back. A virtual resistance here. Eventually, they pierce it. They made it a support. Now here, they pierced it. It was a support around this area. Let me zoom out. Somebody should, It was a support around this area. They pierced it. They broke it, and they were just breaking, and then they now use it as support here. For now, the price has been away from it. They use it again as support here. So there is more tendency towards buying on this particular currency pairs. So we got that, right? So let me zoom. Let me zoom out. Good. Iṣẹ́ ayé lélẹ́yìí o. When you see something like this, iṣẹ́ ayé ni o. Of course, we have established the fact that this thing actually has been buying, but in more of an acute angle. I remember the day we did angle at the hospital. We were talking about obtuse reflex angle. The angle at which it's buying. You can imagine I draw a line like this, and I draw this line across like this. Unlike this one, is very close to. If I draw a line like this, is 90 degree, and this one is more slopey. But this one is actually gentle, about less than 15 degree to the horizontal line. So it has been like that until some demons enter the market here. Demons enter the market here and they cause wahala. Here, they buy, they sell, they buy, they sell, they buy, they sell. Another way you can know who is dominating the market is number one, the length of the candle and the number of the candle. So, how many green against the red will tell you who is dominating candle. For instance, if you count 1, 2, you have more green than the red. So, this is an uptrend. This is a pullback. Here, you had them selling. Probably they were selling before, and they put an end to that move. You had more sell, short buy. Now the trend had changed. More buy, short sell, more buy, short sell, more buy. Here, an indecision. This is more like a consolidation. In consolidation, you just see red today, green tomorrow, red today, green tomorrow, consolidation. Then another intention to what? To buy. And this also is a pullback. Another consolidation around this area, not much movement. The pullback and this, another consolidation and a sell. And all of a sudden, boom, it went up. Now, of course, we've been selling. We have been selling from here. And that's the power of you knowing how to do your analysis. We've been selling from here when it has not even shown that it's selling. We've been selling from here. Then the thing to tell you on a weekly basis is that, oh, the power of the bulls is gone. You can see even on a weekly basis, the doji had formed on a weekly candle. I have to give you all those rundown to understand what exactly we are doing. Of course, no matter what happens, we don't expect them to hit this level. If they hit, they can only touch it, or even maybe they will just stop at this level. They might just stop at this level, but we wait for it. So we can do how many pips with it if we are careful. Let's say if you are coming around here, we can do about 1,000 pips or 1,200 pips with this trade. So we are waiting if you are going to do that and it's close to 1,002 before an upward swing again. So it will always want to swing higher than moving lower. So let's go to daily candle. So that doji is 5. What form that doji is 5? Which is this 1, 2, 3, 4, and this summation here form the doji. So this is on daily candle. They went up, bam, and I want to show you. I'm tempted to show you how we got in from here. I will still show you how we got in from here. I was able to plot that. Microphone is on, no. Somebody's microphone is on, no. Somebody's microphone is on, no. Please turn down your microphone. You are disturbing us, so. Please, you should know. Okay. Thank you. So, I will show you how I got to know and I had to join this trade early. I will show you. Okay. I will show you. So we concentrate on daily, but I'm going to switch to 4 hours. Let me switch to 4 hours. Let me switch to 4 hours. Good. You know, it bought and it was around this area that we had to know. So let me take back my drawing. Oh, I already removed those stuff. But let it, it's coming back. Yeah, come back. Come back. Good. Now, what I did was that the price went all the way up here. At some point, the price came back in. I had to use this level as a level of resistance. The price was trying to push above it. They couldn't go above it. And I had to use this red line at some point as my support. I waited. It was at this point that we joined. I waited. In fact, because we joined early. I joined early. Let me expand. Let me expand. I joined early. Now, these ones went up, and after this, it was this doji that formed. The next doji that formed, then I used this. The price could not push above it. I used it as a resistance. So I drew a zone where the seller were trying to force the price back down. And I drew this zone at a zone. I drew a zone around here. I think that is off now. Around here. I drew a zone around here to see if the buyers will not allow price to come down around here. Let me try and put it for you to see so that you will see what I'm trying to say. Please switch off your microphone now. Good. So I put that zone there because the price was in this region. So the first attempt was the price went through it and I didn't join. I want to see reactions. This happened. They went back in. I didn't join. Until this happened again. The price went right back through it. So when the price went back through it, I knew, I think they are ready for something. So they forced it all the way down. I had to enter around this blue area, knowing that when they had broken this particular level here, and I waited a bit because what happened was like an hurricane, so I had to be sure that they had enough strength. So these 3 candles was a confirmation for me on 4 hours of their intention to ride down. If you look at the 3 candle, is a strong statement from the buyers or sellers that they are going to run down, and this, of course, will be a counter move by a last move by the buyers to salvage whatever they have and get out of the market. So I entered here and I allowed the price to come back here to retest before I ask people to join at this particular line. Usually I want to enter and see for myself before I ask you. I want to save your account. So, and it went back down, touched this line, and it bounced backwards. So it was moving around this area to create a zone of consolidation, and I said let's exit, and we exited at about 334 pips. If you check those the document I sent you, so we exited at 334 pips from somewhere down to around here. So we exited. So we had consolidation all through. Now, but one thing I will tell you is that actually I've entered this trade again, but I want to wait until the coast is clear before I ask you to come in. I've entered this trade again. So I've entered this trade, I think around here. So, but I'm waiting for this to break because it's been going up and down, and they tried breaking this and they went up again, but there's a tendency, let's see, they will break it this week most likely. Once they break it, I will call a trade here. So we still have long way to go on this trade. And if I'm able to come in from here, We still have long way to go. Let me see. Let me go to daily candle and see where our destination. Now, we can still come as far as, once we enter here, can still go as far as come down to this level. This will be a key level, at least about 600 pips. We still have about 600 pips, if not more, that we are looking at. So I expect price to enter this zone. Of course, it's going to break through this zone and enter this level, perhaps. Enter this level. It won't come down to this point because the price is doing what? Is buying. So price might just get to this point. It's possible. It's possible that price, though I think I can't remember what I put there. So, but the price can still get to this point, but not to this level. Maybe middle here, but we'll wait and watch for price behavior to know where to exit this price before we now make another ride upwards. So I think we understand this. We understand this. Let me switch back to 4 hour. Usually I don't want to sacrifice all these important supports I'm drawing, so I know how to just get it back. And all my TPs that I put in purple, is it pink now? Yeah. So on 30 minutes, what is the price doing? The price on 30 minutes, it's like it's selling. But I think what's going to happen is that the price will sell almost immediately the market opens and buy before making a descent to this level. We were actually about 20 pips or less to breaking the, yeah, is that about 6? No, I don't believe it's 6. I don't believe it's 6. It should be more than 6. Yeah, it should be more than 6. See, because it's 30 minutes. Rubbish. Because it's 30 minutes now. Okay. Because it's 30 minutes now. In fact, we're almost even there, self. We are almost even there. It's less than 10 pips to get to the. It's about 9 pips, yeah. 9 pips to get to that particular support. So we have to wait. Now let's go to the fourth one, USD JPY. So like we have established that there's more tendency for pounds yen to buy, tendency for USD CAD to buy, but apparently we are selling it. USD yen, let's look at it. USD yen, USD yen. What do we have on USD yen? USD yen. Okay. Okay, that is what we have on USD yen. USD yen sold, bought, then there was a big, selling, and a big buying here. Then it came down, it was more or less also wrapping around the EME 200, wrapping around it. So if we analyze this area very well, what you will see is there is no, from here, from this portion, there's no clear distinction, because the lowest it made was this, and this line was more like a support for these and these and these before COVID that forced the price low. If you come up here, the highest was around 114645. Then it couldn't go as high as that. Then what it was doing was to come down. So the tendency, the odd favor sale. So it's like it's selling, gradually selling. It's like gradually selling, wrapping around, using these as support and resistance. And at this point, the line, the EMA was like a resistance here until this spikes. So, but we cannot actually, we have to wait for another 4 months, 3-4 months to see what is going to happen around here. But I think it looks more ready to sell. So let me zoom in. So like we said, there is more tendency for this thing to sell. There is more tendency for it to sell. This one has pierced the lowest, and the highest was this, and it's like falling. In fact, more or less it was at this point. This point also is more or less equal to this point, so it didn't actually go beyond here. So it looks more likely to sell. So if you think that it's going to buy, you have to think twice. It looks more likely to sell. So what we are doing now is that we are selling back. It made this move. We bought to this point and we exited around here. So we are following this thing down. So it's actually going to sell. Ultimately going to sell. So whatever we had there was like a short pullback to our selling. That was the candle that we are seeing. A short pullback to it on the higher time frame. So a short pullback, but it's actually going to sell. Let's go to daily candle for us to see things better. Good. So this was the EMA. We saw that these things were more or less like a wrapping around it, and it went up and it fell to this point. We rode back. Now we are doing what? We are selling. So if you look at this, it is not buying, even though on weekly candle you saw something that looks like a buy. It's not buying. No. Let me go back to it. It's selling. No. Let me go back to it for you to see. So weekly candle, the information you are going to get there, it's not the current or the correct information. It's after something that happened that the candle will put, that will form. Can you see? It looks like as if it's buying. It's not buying. No. We are selling. You must know how to interpret correctly. We are selling. So this was just a pullback. What you saw was a pullback, just like Euro USD that you saw. Is a pullback. Now it's making, we had this, went down and pulled back. I might have to go back to Euro USD for you to see. We got to this point, it went down, trying to do what? Trying to sell, and we had a pullback. And let me get my drawings back. Let's just wait for a minute. It's gonna come back right there. I expect us to at least get all the way down to this point. Oh, we have a long sell to do on this particular price. This pair, we have a long sell to do. What is wrong with this thing itself? What kind of network is this? Good. Let me go back to it. Day. Good. So we are still coming to this level. Oh. We still have how many pips? Because there is tendency for it to sell. We still have from here down to this point about close to 500 pips to do. But we want to see how this thing is going to come to this level and go beyond it to about 600. So we are looking at anything between 500 and 700 pips more to do from this line. Of course, we are going to get more than that because we are already here. I called this trade because I knew there was hand to this. So we're already here. I called this trade. We entered somewhere here. So we are going all the way. But that is going to go there at once. I don't think so because there's not that volatility at the moment because of COVID. Everybody is being careful. So you might not see that big movement anymore. You know, it might come once in a while, but we will not see it anymore. So, but there is tendency for this thing to drag down. So if it breaks this zone, we wait until it breaks this zone. We might just cash out around here if we like. We might cash out around here because it will get to this point and still decide to go up. And you see, I put in this trend line. If the price should break this trend line upwards, so I might think that, oh, maybe something wants to change. But I don't think that it's going to change. So the price might not make it up to this point. It might just be falling and falling. So we are selling right now. We are selling right now. So we entered somewhere around here. The price made it down here. I think we exited around this point, the first trade. Then we had to enter a bit above it, you know, to go down. So on 4 hour, you can see consolidation, too much of consolidation. Last week was really bad. Not much volatility. And somebody that was on it will know that then US JPY hotel move rara. But gradually is trying to move now. Can you see? We said something is selling, and you saw this. It might buy immediately after we open. The market opens. It might buy immediately and start selling, but it won't get to this point. Price will not get to this point before bowing. So price will not get to this point. You can watch this point here. It will become a resistance because it has become a support at this level. It's a support at this level. So this price will not go beyond whatever you see. Don't get, you don't be afraid. We came all the way from here. Yes, I remember we actually came in right from here. I think I entered my first position here. Then I told you guys to enter your position around here. So we are around this area. So this is where we enter the market. So price will never come here. Price will just probably get here and begin to fall. So that is what you should expect. Now the last one, AUD card. I called it the first time. I think people didn't pick it because of the bad and the sad experience people had. And this particular pair has been selling for quite a long time. It's been selling. You can see for quite a long time it's been selling. It's been selling for quite a long time. This thing can confuse you when you see move like this. This move will soon come to an end though. So you say, it's buying. Maybe it will just buy a short while. Before the end of the week, it will start selling. But I'm going to call it before the end of the week. I'm going to give us a selling order before the end of the week on AUD card. And that is sure. You can take it. Banker sure. If I say sell, don't think twice. Just sell it. Sell it! I'm trying to zoom out. So that you will see what has been happening to this particular trade. I think I've not reached the end of itself. The network is a bit slow. Okay, so what now? When will I get to the end? I think I'm at the end now. So the market started here, a short fall, it bought, then came down, this and this and this, a sharp selling, then they bounced back up here and all that. Then this was a plateau that they got to. It was the highest height, and they wrapped around here. So after consolidating on your EME for a long time, and eventually the price broke loose, it pairs it to retest it as a virtual or resistance, and he used it as a support, as a resistance here. It pierced to retest, then adds here as a virtual resistance, and thereafter it's been falling, freely falling. So if I tell you sell, don't think twice. This thing is going to sell. It will sell. For how long, I don't know, but it will continue to sell. It's been selling from here December 2018, and this is where we are now. It will continue to sell because look at this. It will continue to sell. Let me zoom out now. What is sure about this thing to do is to sell. Kò níṣẹ́ méjì tó máa ṣe. Iṣẹ́ kan tó máa ṣe ni kó sell. You know, there have not been until COVID brought about this big spike here. COVID brought about this big spike here, and they try to push back, and their pushing back can only be pulled back and nothing more. It can only be pulled back and nothing more. Now, if we go to daily candle, it's going to be a bit confusing. They are almost running to the end of their, I think this week they are going to run to the end of their selling, of their buying. It's currently buying. They are going to run. So we have 1, 2, 3 candles. So they are going to run to the end of buying this week, and it will start selling. Maybe by Thursday, Friday, it will start selling. So I'm going to daily candle for you to see. Good. So you can see that it's almost getting to where it will turn back. So COVID caused this. It went bam down. They got here and they are here. So they are likely going to turn around this area. So if any pips that this thing has left to do, I think I'm going to take it from this upper body here. It won't get to this point. It won't get to this point before it turns back. It's not likely. It's not likely. This thing cannot do. It cannot do another 100 pips. before it turns back. So you can't say you want to enter here. So of course these were pullbacks along the line, and the level of their pullback was quite strong. Ikaniwon was quite strong. So before you have this, so it's going to nosedive. So we want to see how they form the reversal trend and join as early as possible. So wait for my order any moment from now. I'm going to call the order. So let me go to lower time frame. That's a daily candle. Okay, let me return to my diagram. Good. We put it back. Okay, it's coming back there. Yeah, you move up. Good. So you can see that I try to put this trend line for one thing or the other for my analysis. So it touched it, and it's back, and it's almost touching it now. So if it's going to pierce, it's going to pierce at this point, and at that point, that's the highest I think it's going to do, and come back. And any crazy move will just fall back from this particular resistance. So this is the highest it's going to do. So how many pips away? That's the highest it's going to do. It cannot go beyond here. I'm so sure of that. We go come on Ibura. About 100 pips, 100, not up to 115 pips. It cannot do more than that before it turns back. It's already at this point. So the worst case scenario is to get to this point and turn back. But I think any moment from now, there's going to be a U-turn before the end of the week. You see, one thing you will see is that when they are making an intentional move, see, this is the kind of movement you see. Bang, 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 bang. When it's dragging, it will continue to drag against the gravity. Water will follow a natural course. So when water is not following natural course, you will see zigzag movement. In a natural course, is a waterfall, like Kanji Dam. That's what you see. See now it's going up. That's what you see. Let's go back to 4-hour candle. So this is where the 4-hour candle is trying to move up and up and up and up. It has broken this zone, it has broken that zone, and this is where it will get to. This is the ultimate place it can get to. That's the ultimate. But between here and here, there's going to be a complete reversal. It's 105 pips. So 105 pips on a shorter time frame. So between there and there, there's going to be a complete reversal, which I expect around Tuesday or Wednesday. I expect that around Tuesday or Wednesday, a complete reversal. So that's what we're going to see. And let me go back to Euro USD again, so that we have a look at that. Euro USD again. Ooh, good. We just want to do a recap on that. We are never afraid, but all we can do is to quickly know when the market is doing something else. We have established the fact that what Euro USD is doing is selling. That is what Euro USD is doing. Euro USD is selling. Don't expect any other thing than for this thing to do what? To sell. But what you are going to have is that we add this, it got to this point, and it went up, it came back down. you are going to definitely see candle. You're going to see a bullish candle here this week. We are going to see a bullish candle here this week. So, but we want to wait and see this bullish candle. Will they cross beyond this and get to this point? And anything around here, of course, they can't get to this height. I think they are likely to bounce back from here if they pierce this. But we have to wait and watch everything. This is one trade that you don't want to close your eyes. You don't want to close your eyes on this trade. This is the one trade that you don't want to close your eyes. We want to see everything that happens around here as it gets here, as it pierces it. If it pierces it, then you can say, oh, it's going to go like 100 pips further if it pierces. And if it gets here and it pierces it again, oh, it's going to go 100 pips further. That is what you should be thinking. If it pierces and forms 30 candles, 30 minutes candle above this zone, then you can say, oh, it wants to go like 100 pips further. From here to here, it's about what's that? It's about 176. It's about 176. And from here to here, this point to this point is another 176. Okay. So we want to, but it is most unlikely that it will come to this level. So we should expect that when the price breaks this structure, it can get to this point and stop in the middle. We'll be here in another 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to look at the analysis and see if everything pans out like that or not. Now, let's see ourselves. Let's look at ourselves. So if you have any questions, if you followed me all through, type yes. Type yes if you followed me all through. Good students. I like you, Jerry. One type ni. I like you. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, good. We are doing well. Good. So, the newbies, please, this week, make sure that you get your MT5 working. Good. Get your MT5 working and do your you can do your demo trading for like 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, let's begin to rake in pips. Let's begin to rake in pips. Yes, more dollars. Interesting, more dollars. I like that. Do we have questions? Ask questions, oh. Ask questions. We have somebody from all the way from UK in our midst. We have people from Abuja, from Lagos. We have people from somebody from Ibadan. So we are spread all over, and it's interesting. So let's ask our questions, though. Let the questions be coming in. I'll be answering you verbally as I read your questions. Dr. K. I hope your Arcelor is still working, Dr. K. Precious. Hope you are enjoying us. You want dollars. I'm waiting for your questions. Yeah. So we are typing. Good. For newbies, this week I'll be loading a video. I will look if I can get a video of Hot Forex on how to open your account on Hot Forex, and I will now send a link. Once you click that link, you open your account on Hot Forex. Then you can do a demo. You can have a demo account on your Hot Forex. You don't have to change your MT5. You just put in the the fog clearing little by little. Yay, fog. Yay. I hope you got okay. They said Dr. Yao is on our screen. Dr. Yao will put himself on your screen. But you can see me, right?
I don't know who put me on your screen. Please, Tim, take me away from your screen.
Okay. So questions, okay. We said the fog clearing little by little. I guess is the signal that you're talking about. I've tried to record, and I'll be sending the recording before the end of the day. I'll be sending the recording before the end of the day. So I'll try and do that. Abby Glow, how are you doing? You've been in and out. Abby Glow has been in and out. How are you doing? So I've tried to record, and so you can listen to my to it after we close, before the end of the day. Try and watch it all over. Like I told us, you do 0.01 lot size on every $50. It's safer that way. You do 0.01 lot size on every. The way you want to trade, if you want to trade live, get accustomed to it with your demo. If you know you're going to put in, okay. Abiglo said I wasn't seeing the screen, but now I can see. Okay, don't worry. We'll send the video to us so that we can watch. You can see everything that we did today. With good analysis, we are good. Even if the market decide to go against us, we'll see it on time and exit before anything happens to our account. So all is about trying to save our account. People will blow account if they don't know what they are doing. So it's like that. So, but every one of us, we have to participate, and that's why we try to give clue. If you draw support and resistance, we'll tell you once the price get to that, let me know if it pairs, so that I quickly look into my analysis and see if we are good or not, so that we make timely adjustment, so that we don't blow our accounts. All right. Are you sure you are seeing the screen of my face? The person knows me, so the person will be seeing me somewhere. I hope some people are seeing me really, because I'm at one corner there where my cursor is. If you can see my cursor, that's where I am, hanging at one corner. I like to be in the corner. I like to be in a corner.
You're welcome.
I like to be in a corner. I'm still waiting. Some people are still typing. I want everybody to type before I close the. Okay. Making dollars. Yeah. So three people are typing. I'm waiting patiently. And of course, our hub is interactive. So anything you questions that you want to ask, you can ask somebody who would answer. I can't do it all alone. I need everybody. Okay, we will need the demo. Okay. I'm trading presently by 0.5. That is big. That is big. You're not even doing 0. You're not doing 0.05. 0.5 is big. 0.5 bola, 0.5 is big. It's big. If anybody is going to do 0.5, wow. It's like you want to do $2,500. Before you can use 0.5, you must have like $2,500. Otherwise, you'll put too much strain on the account. 0.05 we do on $250. 0.05 will still do on $250 the way we have said it. If you are using 0.01, 0.05 will do on $250, but 0.5 is times 10, which is $2,500, and that also is big. It will get to a point that instead of using 0.5 on your $2,500, you want to even reduce it further so that you save your account. I know it's going to be in green. Yes, it will be in green. It will be in green. It will be in green. You know, every small movement is big. Every small movement is big. But when trade is going to go against you, every small movement will also be big. So you have to trade in line of what you're going to use. It means that every pip is $5 if you are on Euro USD. That is the meaning of 0.5. You are welcome, Mr. Adenaike. Yeah, you're on alert. Okay, you're on alert. Our idea actually is to be able to gain between 25 to 50% of our account every month. We might do more than that if it comes in like that, but the idea is to gain at least 25 to 50% of our account every month, which means that if you have $500 to start with, by the end of the month, you should have between $125 to $250 to add to your account. That is the idea. Of course, we might do more than that. It depends on, the volatility. So thank you very much. Let's call it a day. Bye for now. So we shall meet on our hub.